viewers. All right. My name is Isiche Nnamdi Augustus of the Gifted Minds Mathematics Challenge. I want to bring to you somebody from Africa, precisely Nigeria, that has done something awesome. And I think that the whole world needs to know about this. So I'm going to interview Dr. Abubakar Adamu. Now, before the interview session will start, I would like to just read a brief. I'll tell you a brief about Dr. Abubakar. So when I say doctor, I mean a PhD holder, not a medical doctor. So he has his PhD not too long ago. Okay, quickly. So his name is Abubakar Adamu, and he just banked his PhD in mathematics in 2020 from African University of Science and Technology, Abuja, Nigeria. Dr. Abubakar Adamu is one young mind that I've come across that amazes me a lot. At age 25, he banked his PhD already. Started his PhD in January 2018 and rounded it up around September 2020. So that is amazing. For you to see someone that would, do a PhD in mathematics in less than 3 years, it's indeed amazing. He also had his MSc in mathematics in the same institution, African University of Science and Technology, from July 2016 to December 2017. And he had his first degree also in mathematics from Bayero University, Kano, in Kano, Nigeria, from May 2012 to February 2016. And he is an individual that has always been breaking grounds and records in all of his stages in life. Dr. Abubakar Adamu finished with a very strong CGPA from his first degree. I finished the first class degree, 4.33 on a scale of 5.0, while during his first degree, BSc in mathematics, pure and applied mathematics. He also graduated from his MSc program, pure and applied mathematics, with a CGPA of 3.6 out of 4.00 scale, which is also a first class. And for his PhD, amazingly, he had 4.00 CGPA on a scale of 4.00. Excellent. This is excellent. So he can speak fluently in English language, Hausa, Nigerian Pidgin, and a basic Arabic and Yoruba. So he had so many research and teaching experience. We're going to be talking about that when the interview commences proper. Dr. Adamu had received special awards on so many occasions, which we'll talk about as we continue. Then he had held different leadership positions in the society. And amazingly, he has almost 16 publications, 16 private personal publications, and some papers in referencing. He has almost 20 something of them. I'll give you the specific value as we continue. So this afternoon, I'm going to bring to you Dr. Adamu. Dr. Adamu, it's nice having you online this afternoon, and nice having you to take this interview with me. So how do you feel this afternoon?
I feel okay and great to meet you once again, Mr. Austin.
Yes. So I'm so amazed. I haven't gone through your profile, and the little time I've had to interact with you one-on-one, I'm amazed with what you do. And I ask myself, when do this young guy have these gifts and this talent, to excel in mathematics? So please, can you just tell us a little about what you've done so far in your research work in mathematics?
Well, the journey of my research, like you just said, it's not been long. I started in 2018 to 2020. So I can classify it into two phases. The first phase was, it has to do with the theoretical background in my area of specialization, which is fixed point theory and applications. So initially what I did was to develop a strong background in the theoretical aspect of fixed point theory. But towards the end of my PhD, I focused on the application aspects. Precisely, I focused on applications of fixed point results in image restoration. That was where I focused. Most of my research, my PhD research was mostly had to do with image restoration problems. The problem precisely, if you have an image that undergoes a certain degradation, maybe in the process of capturing an image, there are different distortions or degradations that might occur with regards to the camera or motion of the camera or so. So those degradations might appear on the image you captured, making it blur or noisy. So part of my research and my PhD was to, given an image that has a certain degradation, my research was to come up with iterative algorithms that can undo the degradation on that image so as to obtain an image closest to the original image. Like the saying, when a glass is broken, there is no how you can fix it to get
True.
the original glass. All you can do is to try as much as possible to get something close to it. So that's
Wow,
just about the research.
that is amazing. I must say, it's amazing. And at least I was fortunate to be part of your PhD thesis. So as I was looking at, undergoing and studying the presentation, I was amazed. So this is one answer to the younger kids, because I interact with kids in senior secondary school frequently. And one of the questions they ask me is, how do we apply these mathematics to real life? So at least this is one area they can apply mathematics to real life, trying to restore an image that has gone through a process and caused it to be blur or miss its original shape. So with mathematics, you can restore it just to the closest of its form, if not exactly as it was initially. So it's amazing to have you again. But now the question that kept on coming to mind is, what actually inspired you to study mathematics? What inspired you, please?
Well, my fascination with mathematics has been with me right from childhood. So initially what I liked was I wanted to study computer science. So as I met my mentor, that's my, I met my mentor, I don't want to mention his name in this interview, I don't know if it will be proper.
Okay.
So he explained to me that there is no way I can excel in computer science without a strong background in mathematics. So immediately he told me that I wanted to do computer science. And they said for me to excel in computer science, I have to be very good in mathematics. So that was what inspired me. And I started working on my mathematics. So I don't know, I can say it's grace. I applied to Bayero University, Kano, to study BSc Computer Science. And after the post-UME, they gave me admissions to study mathematics.
Wow.
So initially, my love for mathematics, because I want to study computer science, was there. So them giving me mathematics was not a setback for me. I just take it up like the Lord is guiding my steps. Since I have developed interest in mathematics, let me go for mathematics. So from there, I took it up, and today we are here.
Yeah, that is amazing. That's amazing. So, at what age precisely did you start having this change? Based on what your mentor has advised you to do. So, at what age is that? Around what age and what class precisely, if
I
you
was
can remember?
in SS2 then.
Okay.
SS2.
Okay. Now,
I
prior to.
wanted to.
Okay, please go ahead. I can hear you.
I was in SS2. I wanted to study because from SS2 we started competing with the WAEC class. Even though we are not taking the WAEC exam, we have started solving past questions and the rest, and people are trying to make a career choice, what they want to be in the future. So as at that time, I just like mathematics. Sorry, computer.
Okay.
I watch a lot of movie. I see the way people use computer to do a lot of things like facial recognition, how to search for things.
Yeah.
And that time I like coding, so I just prefer computer, anything that has to do with coding. In fact, as I then, my contacts on my phone were all saved in zeros and ones.
Wow.
So
Wow, that's amazing.
so if your name is Austin, A is the first letter of the alphabet,
Yes.
which is 1. U, I get the number, then convert it to binary operation and use space to separate alphabets. So if you look at my contact then it was just crazy.
Anyone who will go through that contact will be so confused. What are all these?
Yeah,
that's
so
amazing.
I just like numbers. So
okay,
my interest for mathematics developed from there.
Yes. That is cool. So prior to that time, how would you rate your mathematics skill prior to that time, before you decided to actually, study mathematics when your mentor has advised you?
Yeah, before my mentor advised me, my love for mathematics was not that much. In fact, in my school, it was optional. You can either take further mathematics or geography. Wow. So I just went for geography because I was running away from mathematics. Anything that has to do with maths, I don't want it. I just want to do computer, anything computer related programming. So immediately when my mentor advised me that there is no way I can excel in computer science without mathematics. So that was my turning point. I started liking mathematics. In fact, I had to go and start revising further maths project 1 with my mentor because he told me year 1 in the university, what we'll be doing is further maths. So as at that point, I was not even preparing for WAEC. For me, I know I will pass. So I was preparing ahead for what I will meet in year 1. So I was told, computer science, you have to learn mathematics. So I was already taking mathematics and further maths at the same time.
I'm getting inspired already. I'm getting inspired, I must tell you, because I meet with people on a daily basis, and basically teenagers, and I try to advise them, I try to direct them, and the majority of the teenagers I meet, they get to have this kind of similar challenges. They're interested in one particular course of study that may not be directly linked to mathematics directly, but mathematics is the basis. For instance, computer science, as you rightly stated, but they are not putting their much interest in mathematics. So I think when people like that get to see this interview, they will appreciate mathematics the more and what to do better. And in fact, it's true that if you must excel in computer science, you must be a programmer, a very good programmer, a very good one for that matter. You must be a mathematician first, because also one of my lecturer once said it, that those that studied computer science without a solid background in mathematics, we end up becoming typists. So I laughed. He said it jokingly, so we just laughed. So they end up becoming typists because they will not be able to, design sophisticated applications and the rest. So I really appreciate that. That's this your point of view of yours. Okay, so I have a question for you, but it seems you said you don't want to mention his name. Maybe that was a mentor, but the question is, who is your okay? That might be your mentor, but who is your role model in this field of endeavor or your area you've chosen?
Yeah, as time goes on, we are developing, so our role model always change with respect
Change.
to time.
Yes.
So after my BSc, my role model was Dr. Ma'aruf Sheikh Minzibar. He got his PhD at African University of Science and Technology. In fact, he trained me to join this university to take the entrance exam and so. So when I came in initially, my role model was Dr. Ma'aruf. I wanted to be like him. The way he describes mathematics is very, very amazing, using pictures and everything.
Wow.
So I wanted to just be like Dr. Ma'aruf. That was my role model. So as time goes on, after meeting Professor Chidumi, Charles Ezeke Chidumi, who was my MSc and PhD supervisor, so he also supervised Dr. Ma'aruf. So now I am taking it from the source. So when I met Professor Chidumi, I had to drop Dr. Ma'aruf and looking up to Professor Chidumi to try to be a great mathematician like him. So now I would say my role model is Professor Charles Ezeke Chidumi.
That is lovely. That is lovely. That is indeed, he's indeed a great mathematician. Even the little time I had to interact with him, I was so motivated and inspired. All right. So the next question I would like to ask you at this moment is concerning those younger students that may be preparing to take a career, to choose a career for themselves, but they are at the crossroad. So, how or what would be your advice to such an individual? They are at the crossroad of choosing a career. So, what would you advise them?
Well, my advice precisely will be whenever you are choosing a career, you should always know that whatever you decide to do, make sure you do it very well. There's opportunity everywhere, but the problem is people don't give their best to what they are doing, and they want the best from what they are doing. That's majorly the problem. If you have the mindset that what is worth doing is worth doing well, so you won't have problem. For example, I can decide to be maybe like for secondary school students, you won't hear anyone telling you, I want to be a physicist or a chemist or a mathematician. Mostly, they want to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer,
Yes.
also. But then you looking at the way things are going currently, it's not like what you studied is not what matters. It's how you studied what
Studied.
you did.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Whatever career you decide to choose, there are opportunities out there. But the question is, did you do it very well? Because now the main challenge I'm facing, once they say Abubakar is a mathematician, the next thing that comes to mind is going to be a lecturer.
A lecturer. True. True. That's correct.
And he will end up not having money to even take care of his family. So, but that's not the case. Anything you do, you should do it very well. There are opportunities everywhere. Like you see in my CV, a professor in Thailand, Bangkok, precisely, has invited me for a postdoctoral research to work on a project. Let me just say precisely what people would like to hear. Yes. It's not another study. It's not like once you study mathematics, you have to end up in class. Yes. You have choice. You can go into firms, people that think about how to develop new ideas are mostly people
Mathematics.
that do mathematics and science related issues in firms. There are spots for people like that. But before you know that, you have to be at that level. You have to do the mathematics very well.
Yes.
If you do mathematics and you graduate with a past degree, obviously you are going to end up in the secondary school as a teacher. If you don't do it well, that teaching is a default job. At least you have a default job. For someone who studied mathematics, your default job is teacher.
Teaching. True.
You
That's true.
might end up as a teacher, right?
Yes. Yes. Correct.
But for example, if you decide to go for medicine and unfortunately you didn't do it well, what is your default job?
Such person, I need to become a jobless person now.
So you become a jobless person, right?
Yes.
But for someone who goes for a single honored course, even if you don't do it well, your default job is to fall back to secondary school and become a teacher. At least if you graduated, you can teach at the secondary school level, no doubt. Even if you are not a lecturer at the higher institution,
Yes.
but for you to be able to graduate, you must know something in
True.
physics or mathematics or chemistry,
Yes.
meaning you can impact to the younger generation. But if
Yes.
you do it very well, I'm telling you, the sky is a starting point, not even your limit.
That is correct. That is correct. That is
So
correct.
for someone that wants to choose a career, just have it in mind. What is worth doing is worth doing well. Whatever you are going for, make sure you give it your best. And stop looking at shortcuts.
Hmm.
There is no shortcuts to success.
Yes.
You have to follow every step, step by step to get there.
Hmm.
That's
Thank you very much for this piece of advice. Thank you so very much because you've just nailed it. You've just nailed it. What you see in this younger generation is majority of them are looking for shortcuts. Majority of them are looking for the so-called lucrative careers to choose. And you just said it. If you don't do it well, no matter the career you find yourself, if you don't do it well, then you go nowhere. So I really
sure.
appreciate. Now back to you. Has there been any point you've ever found mathematics being difficult or challenging for you throughout that before you got to this point?
Well, one thing one has to develop in the study of mathematics is what I resilience. Most people lack resilience. That's why they find mathematics difficult. Mathematics is like a gift. Everybody has that gift in him. However, the time it takes for you to unleash your own gift might be different from what it takes me to do mine. What I'm saying in essence is mathematics problems are, I won't say they are easy, they are not so easy.
Yes.
But if you give it time with the right push, patience, and determination, you will always conquer. So I had that at the back of my mind. Whenever I have a problem that is giving me, that is challenging or difficult, like I'll remember what Professor Chidime used to tell me. He tells me this problem, we can solve it. It's just that it will take time. It might take time, but when we solve it, we said, yes, we must solve it. But when, that's the problem. That's where resilience comes in. Your ability to be patient and determined to keep going, pushing, looking at several approaches to that problem, thinking outside the box. It requires resilience. And most times people don't have that. Once you try a problem once, twice, the solution is not correct, you drop the problem. That's not how to do. You try, if the solution exists, you just have to keep pushing, keep trying, keep trying. One day you will get the solution. And for me, most times, there are times I sleep around 1, I wake up 3,
Wow.
I have an idea again. I come back to my study, write, it's not correct, I keep it. In the morning again with a fresh head, I look at the problem. So for mathematics, it is difficult, no doubt, but resilience is what it takes to excel in mathematics. The fact that I did it once and get it does not make me a genius. It means I have practiced and practiced to get to that level. And you not getting it once does not mean you are done. You just have to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. The more you practice, the less difficult mathematics becomes. So I won't say I have time when mathematics was difficult for me because I already know it is difficult. And I made up my mind that I'm going to do it. So in my own case, I just used to say, how long did it take me to solve this problem? That's what determined my progress in the mathematics. So,
Okay, all right. So I'm so grateful uh, for giving us for giving me time out to, and uh, adhering to, or do I say accepting the invitation to be interviewed. And I would also look forward to the nearest future to having another section with you, because I have a bunch of questions to ask you, owing to the fact that a young man, you know, at 25 was able to bang a PhD in no other course but mathematics. I used to have a lecturer that did his PhD for 22 good years, and he never got it. Unfortunately, I don't know, something led to another. He committed suicide in this same Nigeria. He didn't get it. And I have other lecturer that have been running her PhD for 17 years. I doubt if she have gotten it by this now. So seeing you in less than 3 years be able to bang your PhD in mathematics for that matter, it's amazing, I must say. It's amazing. And right now, I would like to end this section, and I would looking forward again to have another section with you. But maybe by then you'd have been out of the country, hopefully, and I hope you have time for us at that time.
yeah, we
So
schedule a teacher
okay,
meeting.
all right. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and all the idea, all the information and experiences you've poured out. I believe this is going to be helpful for the younger generation and those that see mathematics as something that is impossible. Thank you for having you. So once again, this is Dr. Abubakar Adamu, a PhD holder in mathematics. So before you leave, please, can you just tell me again the title of your research work for your PhD?
Uh, Iterative algorithms for approximating solutions of inclusion problems with applications to Hamilton equation and image restoration.
Okay, wow, that is lovely. Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Adamu. So we shall see you again in the nearest future.
Okay.
Do have a lovely day ahead. Yes, goodbye.
All right, you too.